Stine Pedersen, it wasn't her day, she says. We can actually not disagree on that, sadly enough.
No, it was a terrible match. Tina was trailing from the beginning, and 21-10. 21-10 is when you won with these numbers, it's just been a very, very easy match, and that's the way Saina must feel today. We'll have to see in French Open next week if there actually was more in Tine Baun, if she was capable of doing more than this, or this is the level she's at the moment. So,
but not the perfect finish for Tine on the Yonex Denmark Open.
No, definitely not. But also a lot of credit to Saina. She had all the things that didn't work for Tine Baun. Good shot quality, good movements, attacking style, and a good defense. So excellent match from her. Looking forward to seeing her tomorrow in the semi-final.
And also important to remember, it's not a secondary player she has lost to. Tine Baun. Saina is a top player.
Definitely a top player.
Two for sure top players, and two also almost top players on our court right now, in my opinion. Staying Shengsu Majin from China against R.Mateusiak, Nadiezda from Poland. No discussion about it, but Chinese has a huge favorite in this one.
I think they are, even though they played a very, very close match during the Olympics, where the Chinese were lucky to steal it in the end. I think it was 21-19 in the decider.
Yeah, 23-22 actually.
Yeah.
Should we expect the same from this?
No, I don't think so, because I don't think Chen will get as nervous as he did during the Olympics. So I think it'll be a bit tougher for Mateusiak and N.Zieba, current European champions.
2012 Olympics. And their opponents for tonight's from Thailand, Nadiezda and Manibal Jongji.
I actually think it will be a 2-game victory for Majin and Chen.
Open 2012.
And you know those two players from Poland, very, very good. You know them from the team,
from our club team.
Yeah,
they played in Greve badminton for a number of years. Occasionally practicing at the academy there, the International Academy in Greve, and they had a troublesome beginning of 2012 and was in danger of not qualifying for the Olympics, but then suddenly got a peak, especially winning the Europeans, first Polish players ever to win a European title.
Yeah,
huge achievement for them.
And what should we expect? We're talking a lot about retirement. Zieba, 28 years old, Mateusiak, 36 years old. Not the youngest couple on the circuit, but when you look at Mateusiak, it doesn't seem like he's ready to quit or a problem with jumping.
No, of course, I know that both players have been bugged by injury, and when you reach the age that Robert has and has the playing style that he has, then injuries is your worst enemy. And that could end the career quite suddenly if he suffers a severe injury. So let's not hope for that. And as we can see that there's also some sports tape placed on Nadiezda Kostjucic, her knee and her Achilles is taped. So, but I mean, who would stop the career just after you won the Europeans? I wouldn't, so I think they'll play on for at least a couple of years more.
And let's go from court number 2 on till the mix zone. My colleague Marie-Louise Albers is ready with Saina Nehwal from India.
Saina Nehwal from India is through to the semi-finals tomorrow after beating the Dane Tine Baun. And Saina Nehwal, you looked quite well playing out there today. What succeeded for you?
I think I played a lot of rallies, which really disturbed her a lot. But otherwise, I think she was playing very well. She was trying for all the shots, but I think it was a bit difficult for her to bend in the front, and also she was a little sluggish. I could just see that she was not moving very well, and also she was getting very frustrated in few of the shots. But overall, she's an experienced player. She was well prepared for the match, but yeah, some days are bad, and I think it's just a bad day for her. But otherwise, she plays fantastic.
And well, you actually beat her at her home court as well. How was that feeling?
Obviously, I was a little bit nervous. I was also tensed because a full crowd was cheering for her, and every point they were just supporting her. So of course, you get nervous and tense playing against someone from the home. But yeah, I was just there playing freely, confidently, and good that I pulled out such a difficult match. It was not easy, but I played my shots, and good that I finished it quite easily.
Tine Baun has been a very important player the last years, and a very important player for Danish badminton. If you should characterize her with a few words, what do you have to say about Tine Baun?
I would just say fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. She's a wonderful player. She's played for so many years. She's won so many big titles, and who can do that? Beating Chinese players is not easy. It's always difficult to beat them, and she being alone from Denmark and beating all the Chinese players and winning so many titles is just amazing. And to see someone, being there for so many years, and finally she's getting retired. So obviously we'll miss her, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more coming up from Denmark.
Thank you very much.
For sure, we hope so too. Saina Nehwal hoping that there will be more players from Denmark in the women's single in the upcoming future. And Stine Pedersen Nehwal said Tine was a fantastic player during her career, and it's not over yet, I know, but a big compliment for a player like Saina Nehwal to Tine Baun.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to get these kind of compliments, but I'm sure Tine would rather have been without the compliment and with the victory today, but that was not to be. She was quite far away, so to speak.
Here for the Polish. Bit of surprise, Sten. They had a very good start, the two Chinese.
Yeah, and they've made a couple of mistakes in the battle for attack, so apparently they decided just to play a little bit more defense in this rally, and it could easily have been a win, but unprovoked error from Chen.
Don't give her that kind of chance on the net, Madjen. She's a bit too good for that.
You're not going to get rich from challenging Madjen at the net.
No. And 1 point lead in the interval for the Chinese. And Sten, if we look on the resume for the two Chinese from last year's Denmark Open, where they were runner-up, they are runner-up in France, runner-up at the Super Series finals, winner for the Korea semi-final at All England, runner-up at the Olympics, and victory in China Super Series lately. They're number one on the world ranking. We often talks about that. You can actually judge everything about the ranking, but is it a thing we can do from this pairing?
No, we cannot. The ranking reflects the results from the last year, based on a scale decided by the BWF, and if you change the scale, you change the ranking. So sometimes the pair that everybody can agree on is the number one in the world, and the player that everybody can agree on is number one in the world. It's also the number one on the world ranking, but you can't use the ranking to judge who is currently the best player. And one of the good examples of that is Li Shuirui, who up to the Olympics was number 4 on the world ranking, but was selected by the Chinese team manager Li Yongbo, and it was quite obvious that she was going to be selected because Wang Xishan, who was ahead of her at the world ranking, has had a major downswing in form and wasn't playing really well. So if you were paying attention to international badminton, it was obvious to everyone that this was going to happen, but still she was only number 4 on the world ranking, but went on to win the Olympics, and she also won the All England. So I think it's fair to say that she's the number 1 player in the world at the Olympics, and as you can see, her form is at the moment not exactly
it's not that good.
No.
But Majin and Xiang Zhu from China, number 1 in the world in your book?
No, Nanjiang and Zhao Yunlei is in my book number 1 in the world.
Zhang Nang and Zhao Yunlei, who is playing Fran Kuniawan and Shendi Irawachi from Indonesia in their quarterfinal in the mixed doubles. The winner of this match will play Peng Xiongchan or Li Yango from Malaysia tomorrow. Chen we just saw beating Rijal and Susanto in the match before this in two easy games for the Malaysians. And Sten, if we look through the results of the day, a lot of big names going in the semi-finals. Mathias Bo, Carsten Mogensen, Chen Long, Sina Nevau, Li Changwei, Wang Jihan, Juliane Schenk. A bit of surprise, or not bit.
Definitely big surprise.
Big surprise against Li Shuirui. We also have Zhang King, Zhao Yunlei in the women's doubles. Tontowi Ahmad, Liliana Natsir from Indonesia in the mixed doubles. Wang Xishan lost again to Jiang Jiao from China. Not a big surprise in my book. She has not been playing that well, Wang Xishan.
No, she was struggling in the first 2 rounds as well, and got beaten by a fellow Chinese player.
Yeah, and Du Pengyu, also from China, ready also for the quarterfinal in the men's singles. A lot of great matches coming up tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot of matches where it's not China versus China, so that's always nice.
Yeah, I know you're very happy about that.
And the surprise here would be if the Polish side were to take the first game. They're hanging on to it, but I would still be surprised if they were going to win it. Excellent play by Majin. That's wide.
Yeah.
And we can see here some players, we discussed it with the service umpiring, said I thought Fu Haifeng as a service fault And the same goes for R.Mateusiak. His racket is totally level every time he hits the shuttle. So, but it's not called. Everybody's used to that's how Robert is serving. So he gets away with it.
Five-point lead for Chen Majin. And we got a good question from one of our viewers, Steen. How do you know how to pronounce the name of the Chinese? How do you know if it's Su Shen or Xiangsu?
We don't. And we change it a bit. There's commentator Jill Clark sitting on the world feed from this tournament, and she's very good at being consistent in pronouncing the names. The Chinese players, they have their family name mentioned first. So Xu is the family name, and Chen is his given name. So it should be, if we translate it to European style, it should be Jinma and Chen Xu. But it's also what you're used to hearing in China. They say Ma Jin, and it sounds a little bit better than Jinma.
Yeah. It's not always that easy to figure out how to do it.
No, and then if we should pronounce Thai players' names, if one of them should be easy, we always take that.
Yeah.
Kulchala Wodawichi Chaikul is always mentioned as Kulchala, and Sapsiree Teratanachai is also always called Sapsiree.
Now you're just doing it because you can, right?
Exactly, and I've taken two now, so I think it's up to you to choose the third one.
What about the last name of Porntip?
Porntip Borana Prasertsuk.
You have been working with badminton for too long.
The thing is that it's because you're a little bit afraid of all these letters, and so if you just calm down and take it one step at a time, it's not so difficult.
Majin Su Shen
won the first game in this match while we were talking.
They did 21-14, 16 minutes of playing, and no doubt about that. They had the match on cruise control the last 10 rallies in this first game.
Yeah, they're simply a better pairing than the Polish side.
A last chance for winning the shirt of Tine Baun. If you can answer to this question, you have the opportunity for winning the shirt of Tine. How many times has Tine Baun won All England? Answer 2, Denmark Open at badminton.dk. Answer 2, Denmark Open at badminton.dk. How many times has Tine Baun won All England? We will pick the winner in the interval of this second game, so you have around 20 points until we will pick a winner. And remember to fill in your address, please, so we can ship it to you right away when the tournament is over. We've got another question about pronouncing, Steen. Which country in Europe has the hardest names to pronounce? It's Sao from Taiwan who's asking.
Now that's a good question. That must be one of the Eastern European countries.
I think like Ukraine maybe, or maybe someone in the Baltics, Lithuania or. Something
Lithuania
like that.
Is a good choice. Portugal, they tend to have 4 or 5 names there.
Yeah, but they're short, and
they have these nicknames.
yeah, that's good.
Normally the football players.
Yeah.
We only had one nickname in badminton. That was Hendravan.
Hendravan.
It wasn't his nickname. It was his only name. So when making the draws on the computer, they needed to put just a point instead of a letter. Or sometimes they called him H. Hendravan, but he only had one name. Excellent by Margin.
Got another question, Steen. It's from one of our viewers in England, who's asking, is there always live stream from court number 2 during the Premier and Super Series? And
No,
to be honest, I'm actually not sure.
No, there's not. There's on some occasions there's a camera. I think that actually there's camera on 2 courts. But that's mainly due to the betting companies who have live betting on the matches. But normally there's not more than 1 court streamed. The world feed goes out through the channel we're on right now, Badminton World.tv. Courtesy of BWF.
Margin on the back court and Chen on the 4. Not the way we are supposed to see them.
No, but they can play that way. Of course they can, because otherwise it would be too easy to switch them around. It's just not their favorite positions. Sometimes actually N.Zieba and R.Mateusiak, I think their favorite position is Nadiezda the backcourt, and Robert
jumping
being
around.
very, very dangerous at the net because of his speed.
Two-point lead for Chen and Margin, of course. Mateusiak with the service. And Steen, those two Polish profiles here, are they the best Polish players ever in badminton, or?
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Biggest stars ever.
Yeah. N.Zieba originally from Belarus, but won the European Championship in ladies doubles with Camilla Augustin, and after that switched nation to Poland, and now married to a native Polish guy, Dariusz N.Zieba, former Polish #1 player.
A 3-point lead now for the Chinese Chen Majin, silver medalist from the Olympics in London. Good return on that one from N.Zieba.
Yeah, and she's almost all the time playing really clever shots. And 11-7 here at the interval.
4-point lead should be enough for the Chinese to bring this one home for them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also a lot of the attention here in Odense Sports Park is on court 1, where there's men's doubles going on between Ko and Tan from Malaysia playing Bodini Sara and Manipong Jongjit from Malaysia. No, sorry, from Thailand. It's a very enjoyable men's doubles. A lot of attacking, a lot of defense. The Malaysians are playing quite a defensive style here, and the two Thai players have a hard time getting through the defense of Ko and Tan.
11-7.
Very, very skilled players, making some trick shots once in a while. Well played here by R.Mateusiak and N.Zieba. Excellent service return and good follow-up from R.Mateusiak.
And I have picked up the winner of today's competition about the shirt from Tine Baun. And we're not gonna ship it that long because we're shipping it to Ringe in Denmark. Nana Larsen has the correct answer. Tine Baun has won the All England twice, and that's of course the right answer. And thank you to all of you who has been part of our quiz today. And tomorrow we have the last chance for getting a minor souvenir from this tournament. Or not a minor, it's actually a major prize sponsored by Yonex. We have a Yonex shirt and a Yonex pair of shoes, badminton shoes, like those who Peter Gade is playing. So listen up for the live streaming tomorrow, and we will hit it out from the beginning in the morning tomorrow. But Nana Larsen, congratulations with your new shirt. We'll ship it to you right away when the tournament is over on Sunday. So I hope that you can fit it and that you'll enjoy playing badminton in your new Tine Baun shirt. Thank you for all the right answers, and we'll try to have some fun again tomorrow.
was trying to sort of park Majin at the back court, but she's quite capable of maneuvering herself to the net. Also in the semi-final of the ladies double, together with N.Zieba.
Yeah, match we saw earlier today, Majin and N.Zieba. And we can see that there's some coaching from the baseline from the Chinese coach into Majin.
Yeah,
wants to get it more to the sides.
And that's a guy who knows what he's talking about.
You think?
Double Olympic gold medalist and world champion, Zhang Jun. Played with Gao Ling, who was the best female mixed doubles player in her time.
14-10.
Had a lot of battles with Kim Dong-moon and Ra Kyung-min.
And many of our younger viewers won't remember that for sure.
But shouldn't say that. There's a lot of footage on YouTube.
That's of course right, yeah. So when you're done live streaming, go googling on Google and YouTube, and you'll have a fine add-on for today.
14.
Very powerful smashes from Chen.
15-11.
N.Zieba and Mateusiak only able to try and save them, not able to think of anything regarding counter-attack. Oh,
Great defense.
Look at that defense.
It's amazing to see she's just taking it easy, putting it up again. Great effort once again on the net by Majin, and they are very close for a spot in the semi-finals, the top-seeded Chinese. And a clash between Chen and Go from Malaysia and those two Chinese. What do you think about that tomorrow, Sten?
I still think the Chinese are the favorites, but I think Go and Chen will have a bigger chance than N.Zieba and Mateusiak has had here. Problem is, of course, that while Go is strong at the net, the same goes for Majin. So
interesting matchup for.
Probably won't be able to attack as much as they did today, the Malaysians.
But interesting to see how they will take the fight to the net, both pairings.
Yeah. It's just hopeless for Mateusiak and N.Zieba, and it also indicates a bit how much the mental part of the game means, because these two Polish players were real close to beating the Chinese in the quarterfinal of the Olympics.
Yeah. but they're not even close today. 14 in the first game now. 19-12 lead for the Chinese. Close to good from Su on that one.
19.
Schedule for tomorrow, some of you asking for. We're not ready yet. Check it out on badmintondenmark.com later on tonight, and we will for sure make it easy for you to find the schedule for tomorrow for court number 2, where we will do the last day of streaming from Yonex Denmark Open. And if you need new badminton shoes, or if you need a new shirt,
14.
tune in with us tomorrow, also on Yonex Denmark Open Radio 95.3 megahertz, and you have the opportunity for winning Yonex shoes and shirt in a package tomorrow. And match point now 20-14 for the two Chinese. Majin serving to N.Zieba.
Service over.
Hanging in there
20.
a bit.
Game.
21-14, 21-15 for Su Chen Majin against R.Mateusiak, Nadiezda N.Zieba. The Chinese top-seeded are ready for the semifinals tomorrow, where they are playing Chen and Go from Malaysia.